Welcome to my channel. My name's Cassie. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little makeup tutorial for you. This is kind of like my everyday makeup routine or my get ready in the morning routine. So I'm going to start with some sunscreen because it's important to have that barrier between your face and the sun. It'll protect it and it'll keep it from getting damaged. And you'll want to apply your favorite sunscreen on liberally just to make sure you're fully covered and to make sure that you've got a good start and foundation for all of your makeup, and so you can also protect your skin from the sun because skincare is really, really important and the sun can easily damage your skin. You definitely want to make sure you cover your entire face with your sunscreen and make sure you rub it in thoroughly so it's not showing anywhere. So a little bit about me. I am staying with my future in-laws right now. My fiance and I are here until we get married, and I'm working on finishing up college as well, so that's a little bit about me. So I started this channel because I wanted to be able to post makeup videos and other crafts and baking videos. So you never know what I'm going to be doing. It could be something new each time. You just never know. So now that I've got my sunscreen in, I'm going to put on my moisturizer. I use this Clean and Clear dual action moisturizer. It's not sponsored. This video is not sponsored at all. So I'm going to just put on my moisturizer really quick and then we'll actually get started with the makeup, okay? So now that I have my moisturizer on, I'm going to put on a little bit of this, a little bit of primer. The particular primer I prefer to use is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 base. And it's a primer water. You spray it and it just kind of helps prepare your face for the makeup in your day. So it's actually really refreshing and it smells amazing, to be honest. Okay, so now that I've put on my sunscreen, my moisturizer, my primer, we're going to start with eyeshadow. It's because it allows you to clean up any mistakes that may be made before you put on your entire foundation, powder, and all of that. It gives you a chance to fix that without having to take off all of your makeup. So before I put on any eyeshadow, I'm going to use this Photo Focus eyeshadow primer right here. And it's a Wet n Wild brand as well. Again, this video is not sponsored. These are just the products I prefer to use in my everyday life. So you're just going to gently put this on your eyelid. And gently rub it in. This will help your eyeshadow stick on and last longer. So now, after your eyeshadow's on, after your eyeshadow primer is on, not your eyeshadow, you can actually begin to work on your eyeshadow. So today I'm going to try to do a Thomas Jefferson inspired look from the musical Hamilton. I'm not so sure how this will turn out, but we shall see and discover together. I'm going to be using a variety of palettes. So for instance, I will be using this eyeshadow palette right here. It's a Color Workshop eyeshadow palette. And so that's going to be the one that I actually start out with today. So, what I do is I take my little brush and I'm going to go into this little color right here. I'm going into this color. This one right here. Because it's super pretty and it's like a purplish maroonish color. And that's kind of the vibes that Thomas Jefferson in the musical Hamilton gives off. So you just take a little bit on your brush and then you tap off the excess and you gently begin to put it on your eye. I have a mirror that I prefer to use, so that's what I'm actually looking at right now. It's helping me to be able to see what I'm doing and make sure I get the eyeshadow on there how I want it on there. So you can build it up however much you would like to. It's not particularly pigmented right now, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And you can basically continue adding until you get it however pigmented you want. So that's basically what I'm going to do. You're building it up to look how you want it to look. And you're just going to do that with your other eye as well. But make sure you try to keep them as even as possible. Because it'd be bad if you had one eye that was a little bit darker colored than the other. But it's not the end of the world. You're just going to want it to look as even as possible. And so once you're finished with that first color, you can move on to adding another color. We'll move on to adding another color to the look. Okay, so it looks like I have them about even. You want them as even as you can possibly get them. So now I'm going to use a different color and I'm going to put it into my crease. So I have this little palette right here, and the color I'm going to be using out of this palette right now is this lovely little color right here. I love how it looks, and so I just think it'll look really nice with the eyeshadow look I'm going for. We shall see. So I'm just going to gently put that in my crease and blend it in. Like with the other eyeshadow, you can build it up as much as you would like to. I personally don't want to build it up too much because I don't want it way too dark. But that's my personal opinion. Some people like it a little bit bolder and a little bit darker. and that's fine. But for me, I don't want to build it up way too dark. That's just not my style. And so now that I've got that done on this right eye, or from your viewpoint, it would be your left, but on me, it is my right eye, I'm going to replicate the process on my left, or from your viewpoint, my right. And you'll want to try to keep it as even as possible. And you're just going to blend it in as well. Once you get your crease done, you're going to we're going to move on to another color. So now that I've gotten my crease done on both eyes, which it actually looks really good. It's not the best in the world, but as long as you like it, it's all that matters. I'm going to do another color for my darker color. So this time I'm going to go in with this passion color right here, and this is the Essential Nudes palette by the Smoke and Mirrors. I'm going in with the color Passion. This is it right here. And so I'm just going to dip in. And I'm going to do a little bit of it right here along this part of my eyelid and kind of blend it in and make it look really interesting. So you're gonna just put on as much as you think should be on there. Blend it in. And you're going to repeat the process for the other eye. So as you can kind of see, it kind of looks almost like a cut crease, even though it's not, but it looks very similar. So once you get that done on one eye, you're going to do that on the other eye as well. And remember, you're going to want to keep it as even as possible. Part of the reason I do my eyeshadow first is, again, so I can correct any errors I make without having to take all of my makeup off. Because, let's just face it, it's really annoying when you have to take all your makeup off just to fix a small tiny error with the eye area. So once you've got that done, you're going to find you a light color, eyeshadow color that you like very much, and you're going to use it to kind of blend in between this area right here. So for me, I am going to use my Naked 3's palette, which, again, this video is not sponsored. These are the products I have in my personal collection that I enjoy using. So, I'm going to go in, and I'm going to use the color. I'm going to use the color right here. I'm going to use Strange, because it's such a pretty color, and it blends nicely. So I'm just going to dip into that, tap off the excess, and begin kind of trying to blend this in to kind of mute the upper portion a little bit. And I know these aren't exactly purplish colors, but they're as close to purple as I have. And in my mind, they kind of scream Thomas Jefferson. So yeah. As you can see, it's kind of made this side a little less rough looking. And so it makes it look a little neater. And I love how that looks. And so you're basically just going to repeat the process on the other eye. And blend it out as well. Once that's done, you're ready for eyeliner. If you choose to do top lid eyeliner, that's fine. I personally cannot do top lid eyeliner to save my life, so I'm not even gonna do that. I don't feel like losing an eye by attempting to do top lid eyeliner, since I have never mastered it. I am, however, going to do waterline eyeliner. I have actually gotten pretty decent at that. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to put on eyeliner underneath my waterline. So right here I have this old eyeliner that I got for Halloween. I absolutely love it. It works really great year round, honestly. It's not just good for Halloween. So it says that it's a black one, so that's the color I'm using. And so I'm just going to go in, I'm going to do my waterline right here. Okay? And you can go as dark as you want to go with this. So the reason I'm going as dark as I am color-wise and eyeliner-wise is because it's going to be muted down when I put on my glasses. So that's honestly why I am doing what I am doing. Because your glasses, if you wear glasses, mutes it down a little bit. But personally, if you just like dark eyeliner, then go ahead and do dark eyeliner. It's all about your personal preferences. So now that I've got my water lash line done, I'm going to do my mascara. So I have a couple mascaras that I'm considering doing for this look. So I have one that is like a brownish black, or I also have one that's a purple. I'm really leaning towards this purple mascara because I think it'll look absolutely stunning. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to do this purple mascara right here. It's a hard candy purple colored mascara. So as you can see, that is purple. Like, I'm not even kidding. When I say purple, I mean it's purple. So I'm just going to put on my purple mascara. And you can build it up however much you would like. So again, this is a really purple mascara, and so it just looks really good on the lashes, especially with this makeup look. It's really just going to pull everything together. If I had had a purple eyeliner, I probably would have used that, but I don't have a purple eyeliner, so. We're going to do the other eye now on mascara. And it's probably not going to look as good as this eye because I am right-handed and I struggle with doing mascara on my left eye. So here we go. So normally I'd have music going on in the background, but I chose not to put music on today, and that's perfectly fine. I just kind of wanted a little bit of quiet today. And so I'm going to try to finish up the last little bit on this eye. And then we'll be ready to move on to the rest of our face. So I've gotten my purple mascara on. It looks really good. It looks really pretty with this makeup look. So now that I've gotten that done, I'm going to wet my beauty blender looking tool. And so I'm just going to wet it real quick. Or dampen it, shall I say. Not wet it too much. You don't want it way too wet. You just want it dampened. And so now I'm going to do my foundation. So this right here is a foundation that somebody gave to me that matches my skin tone pretty well. It's an Estee Lauder color, and it's in shade 1-in-1 Ivory Nude. So we're going to use that for our foundation today. So you just take your you squirt a little bit on your hand, and then you take your dampened beauty blender, and you can begin to blend that all into your face. Just being careful around the eye area. So the reason you want to dampen your beauty blender is because it'll actually help keep it from absorbing so much of the product, actually. So you're just going to blend that in. and you're going to put it on your face. I'm just trying to get my mirror positioned where I can have a clear view of what I'm doing. So basically I'm just going to continue until I have this foundation all over my face and blend it in how I want it to be blended in. Right now I'm using the wider part of my beauty blender, but here in a minute I'll switch to using the smaller end. To really get into those corners. So I'm going to use the smaller end right here to get into these corners around my eye. Just being very careful. Not to disturb the eye makeup. And be sure you can also use the little corner on these corners of your nose. And just make sure you have everything blended in really well before you continue on to the next part. So now that that's all blended in, we are going to move on to concealer. So I have this Wet n Wild Mega Magic concealer thingy. Again, this video is not sponsored. I just love using this concealer. And so I'm just going to put some underneath my eyes in a bit of a triangle shape to try to conceal those dark under eye bags. And then I'm going to put a little in the middle of my nose and some on my forehead. And some above my upper lip. And so I'm just going to kind of blend those in before I do anything else. So you take your beauty blender and then you just start working that into your face until it's blended. And so you keep blending. You blend that all in. So once that's blended, you're going to use some powder to set that in. I'm going to start with my under eye, just so that can kind of bake while I do the rest of So I'm just going to put that on under my under eye, or on my under eye right here. And this is a Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder in the shade 3 Natural. Again, not a sponsored video. These are just products that I use on an everyday basis. And so I'm also just going to kind of set that on my nose really quickly. And then set that on my upper lip. And then on my forehead as well. While I work on putting powder on the rest of my face. So, now that I've gotten that done, it depends, what I do next depends on my mood for the day. So there are some days I like to do contour and highlight. There are some days I don't. I'm not that good at contour and highlight, but I sometimes like to do it just for myself because why not? And today is honestly one of those days I kind of feel like doing it. And I know my technique's not the best, but it's actually okay. So I have this little Color Workshop contour and highlight palette right here. And so I'm going to use that to do my contour and my highlight today. So I'm going to take this color right here, and that's going to be what we use for contour. And I know some people are saying this brush is not going to work really well as a contour brush. Believe it or not, it was labeled in the package in which I bought the brushes as a contour brush, and it surprisingly works really well. So you're just going to put a little bit of your contour right there on your cheekbone. And then you want to try to get this about as even as you possibly can. It looks weird right now because it's not blended in, but once we blend it in, it'll look much better. Do a little bit on your nose. Basically make a 3. And put a little bit under your lower lip. So now that I've got all my contour put on, I'm going to move on to the highlight. And so I'm just going to use this little highlight right here. And so I'm going to put some on my cheeks. I'm going to put some on my nose a little bit, some on my forehead, and some on my upper lip. And so that's pretty much what I've got on that. So then I have this Illuminate little palette right here, and I'm just going to use this color right here, and so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my nose as well, just to kind of give it that shimmer. A little bit on the cheeks. And then I'm going to put on, and so then I'm going to blend all of this in with my regular brush here. And so you're just going to want to blend it in really well. So I've got all that blended in, and now it's time for blush. So after I've got all that blended in, I put on some blush. I have this color Workshop blush set, and I'm going to use this little blush this one right here. So I'm just going to dip in, and a little bit on the cheeks. A little bit goes a long ways. So after I get my blush on, just kind of blend that in as well. Like I said, I don't use very much blush. And that's perfectly fine. You're entitled to use however much blush you would like to use. So now that I've done that, I'm going to set all of this before I put on my lipstick. And so for that, I'm going to use this City Color Matte Setting Spray. It has aloe vera and silica long lasting stuff to make it last long and make it good for your skin. So I'm just going to spray and let that dry. So while that dries, I'm going to put on a little bit of this chapstick for a bit, or lip balm, shall I say, and put it on and let it set for a few while I tidy up my workspace some, so I have room to do what I need to do next. So now that I've got that tidied up, I'm ready to try to move on and do my lipstick. So I'm going to go with this color. It's a Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit, and it's a high shine lipstick. But before I do that, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to put on my lipstick. This is a liquid lipstick, and this is the color it is. So basically you're just going to put it on like you would a lip gloss. And so if you mess up, you're just going to take a cotton swab and you can clean up that line a little bit. And so that basically completes the look. Again, I am not the best at makeup, and I just do my best though. So if you would like to see more of these videos, like and subscribe and mention that down in the comments. And I forgot to mention what color this lipstick was, and so this color is called Wine is the Answer. I absolutely love it. But anyways, as for that completes today's makeup video. So until next time, stay safe, have fun, and live your best life. Bye!